Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing video series videos I've been doing for a little while. I'll go over their trout food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It took me a long time to get my food. But we'll get into that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! Boom! It's my Ventana shirt. Woo! Which, if you are unfamiliar with the band Ventana, they've actually been around for quite a while now. They're sort of like a branch off of Mushroom Head. One of the founding members is also a member of Mushroom Head. At different times, different previous members of Mushroom Head have gone over there and helped make up the band. Then obviously, they have like the whole sort of mask aesthetic and stuff, although they don't actually wear the gas masks anymore. They have a different look now. But I really like Ventana. I got into them through the band Mushroom Head because I'm a big fan of them. I found out about these guys years ago now, and I've been fortunate enough to see them live a couple times, not nearly as often as I'd like. I might go see them next year, because they're sort of semi-retired, but they're playing a show in Cleveland. I was like, do I really want to go all the way to fucking Ohio? And I was like, well, I've never been to Ohio, but then it's like, well, that's because I don't really travel all that much. But I do really like these guys. Normally I have like videos and stuff of performances I've seen. Not for these guys. It was before I even had a smartphone. So I think like around the second time when I got to see them perform, probably like maybe second gen of like the smartphones. So, but I really do like these guys a lot. Anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why did it take me a long time? Well, that's a very good question, because boom, we're doing something from Sonic. I haven't reviewed anything from Sonic in I think like over a year. I went over there, I tried Sonic for the first time on the show. I reviewed like a Coney dog and I think one of their burgers. This specifically, though, this is a brand new item. This is one of their Sonic Rechargers with Red Bull, specifically of the Dragon Fruit variety. So it's a Sonic Recharger Dragon Fruit with Red Bull. Yeah, okay. So the last time I reviewed Sonic, I didn't get a drink, and I know like a big thing with Sonic is the drinks. So this time around, I was like, fuck it. Plus, I could use a little extra energy. Let's give it a go. And yeah, I have no idea why it took so fucking long. Especially your place is called Sonic. And it was like, it took a while for them to get to me. It took them a while to get to the window. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Stuff takes time. But it was like, man, was I feeling for him. Because like by the end of the fucking thing, I was by myself. And then there was a huge queue behind me after a while. But let's give this a go. Ooh. That's nice. Yeah, I like that. It's, you can taste the Red Bull, but it's not abrasive, and you do get like a dragon fruit sort of hit to it. Okay. I mean, I, would have figured as much, given the name and everything, but you never know how this shit goes. Yeah, it's nice. Reminds me a little bit, sadly I never did a review, but Dunkin' for a while, they had Monster Energy refreshers at their locations. I'd love it if they would bring those back, man. I'd love to do a review on those. But yeah, it's kind of a similar concept. So I mean, it's a nice fruity drink, easy enough to drink. It's got a little bit of a bite to it from like the Red Bull and the dragon fruit. But it's nice enough. It's refreshing. It does what I need it to do as a refreshing beverage. So I'm down with that. And, I mean, really the only thing, to kind of, that I maybe was a little bit concerned with was using Red Bull in it. I like Red Bull enough. I've reviewed a number of Red Bull products over the years. It's one of those things, man. It's like some Red Bull flavors are really solid. Some I'm not a big fan of. And, so it's always a little bit hit or miss. More hit than miss these days. Like with the flavored ones, I'm typically pretty happy about them. I recently did the winter edition, which is like the cinnamon pear one. Go look up that video if you're interested. But yeah, no. This is nice. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything particularly spectacular. It's not exactly, I'm not going to go home and call up every person I know and be like, holy shit, you've got to go out and try this. No, it's not quite that good. But it does everything that it says that it's going to do in the description. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of complexity to it, but it works. And sometimes that's perfectly fine. Like at the end of the day, not everything has to be contrasting flavors and depth and all this, that, and the other thing. It's refreshing. It's got a little bit of a kick of a Red Bull, and it has, a little bit of a dragon fruit taste. If I were going to make a point of contention, it's that I do feel I would like the dragon fruit flavor to maybe be a little bit more pronounced. I don't know how they ultimately make these things, so I'm not sure the alchemy that goes into it, but if they're using any type of like dragon fruit additive, syrup or what the fuck ever, I maybe would, give it like an extra squirt or two. I think that would go over there and pump it up a little bit. Just because, dragon fruit's a nice flavor. If you've never had it, it's a very unique flavor. There's nothing, I can't say, and mind you, I'm not Fruit Professor McGee, but I don't think I've ever had anything else quite like dragon fruit. It's not as good as pineapple, because nothing is, but it's a damn fine fruit. And, yeah, I mean, I'm down with it. And all that said, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure. They have 3 flavors of refresher. This is the only one that I'm reviewing at the moment. Maybe I'll get around to the other ones. We'll find out. But for the other ones, I would probably try those before I got this one again, just to compare and contrast. But if this were the only one on the menu, let's say, I would get it again. Maybe not above every other thing, but like as an occasional thing, plus, little extra caffeine boost. Why not? And if I'm recommending it to people, like I said, it's fruity, it's refreshing. The Red Bull aspect of it isn't abrasive. It just kind of gives a little extra something. Yeah, it's nice. There's genuinely not that much to say about it, but it's a good drink overall. And if you happen to pop into Sonic and you're thinking about it, give it a go. Yeah. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there and have yourselves a truly refreshing, fantastic rest of your life. Because, boy, oh boy, and I needed the refreshment. Because I went over there, I had to go over there, I had to talk with my insurance policy people, as you do sometimes, and I had to set up a meeting, just a voice meeting, but I had to set it up, then they rescheduled, then we finally got to it. We got 5 minutes into it, and they're like, hey, could we reschedule? Finally, we got it done, but it was like, God, like a fucking hour and a half thing. And they're nice people, they're just doing their thing and stuff, but it was just like, okay. So I needed this, man. I needed a little bit of a treat for myself. And this is sufficient. But, final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world as much as possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But, what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you can do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. And, like I said, today was a little bit taxing for me. But, you deal with it because, at the end of the day, these people, they're trying to help me out, in their own weird way. But we do have to deal with situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to try out some Sonic Refresher, what the fuck ever. But maybe you're going to try out one of the other flavors. So then what you're going to do is when I go over there and I post this video, which who the fuck knows when that will be, but then you're going to go over there and you're going to hit me up in the comments. You're going to be like, Brandon, I tried the lime refresher, or I tried the other one that I can't remember the name of refresher. And you got to try that one because it's the business, and if you don't try it, then we're going to go over there and, make fun of your receding hairline. Which, I mean, it's there, folks. There's just, why would you do that, though? That's not look, you don't need to threaten me to get me to review stuff. I'll review stuff on my own damn time. In fact, if you threaten me, that'll be the exact opposite. I won't fucking review your shit. I'll just block you. But no, or conversely, folks, don't make fun of people. It's one of those things. I mean, and trust me, I say this as somebody who's so good at it. Like, man, like years of getting shit when I was a kid, and everything, and like, man, it's like I got so good at just pulling that shit out, and it's just like, but then it's like I'm 37. It's like I'm not gonna fucking, It's a weird way to end things. Something, self-improvement, something, as the time goes by. Bye.